Chelsea. Kurang berapa menit? 16 menit ya.
3 minutes gone in the game. Goalless at Stamford Bridge. All cleared forward by Kukurea, looking for George, but Shaw steps in. Maguire, Fernandes and Lindelof in exchange. Now Shaw again, quite central at the moment, a few yards outside his own area. Maguire goes long looking for Hoyland down the right-hand side, but Tosin Adarabioyo showing his strength. Winning possession for Chelsea, but Caicedo being hustled and harried by Fernandes, but he's done so well, he's over the halfway line. Square to Palmer, Palmer in a little bit of space. Able to venture forward somewhat, plays it across, nice ball and over the top. First real opportunity of the game, Noni Madueke sending the bouncing ball over the top. Not the easiest of finishes, he was moving at speed and trying to cushion a volley past Andre Onana, but got his foot underneath it. Really insightful pass from Cole Palmer. Little curling ball into the area, and he saw the run of Madueke. In fact, it came off his shin, that's why the contact wasn't good enough. Spooned off the front of his leg and over the top. Bruno Fernandes goes down in the middle of the pitch. It's a first free kick of the match on the side. Just under 5 minutes played. United play it short. Why they go short. Mazraoui. Tackle comes in from Caicedo just to break it up. It's gone out and United have the throw. Another ball drilled out wide to Dorgu, and Chelsea are affording the Italian plenty of space, and the cross is too close to Robert Sanchez. Clean catch, ball into his stomach.
Kau Will masih bisa menghentikan Kau Will.
Palmer quickly turns and looks for Madueke down the left-hand side, but good tracking from Lindelof. Wins it for Manchester United. Casemiro to Fernandes. Maguire, 15 yards inside his own half in a central position, slows the game right down. Touch for Shaw, forward to Fernandes, wide he goes. Again, lots of space for Dorgu over on the United left. Pedro Neto making a lazy attempt to get back. Enzo Fernandez not exactly getting across quickly to cover either. That's Chelsea not seeing the winter arrival as it breaks back for United, and there's space now for Mazraoui on the right. He's up against Kukurea. Lays it back now to Amad Diallo in the corner of the penalty area. Claims for a handball. Mazraoui on the right. He's up against Kukurea. Lays it back now to Amad Diallo in the corner of the halfway line. Tries a 1-2 with George. A little bit of an ambitious ball back from Tyree George. Harry Maguire able to step in and back, a little bit of an ambitious ball back from Tyree George. Harry Maguire able to possession back properly for Manchester United to put it one way. Nice ball through the middle, then move alive. Will not keep the move alive, but won the possession back properly for Manchester United to put it one way. Nice ball through the middle then from Harry Maguire, and I think the referee waves away the pleas of Bruno Fernandes, who was caught as he tried to ping another ball out quickly to Dorgu. ends up watching too much Premier League football these days. Anyway, I promise I'm old man shouting at Chelsea against Manchester United, not old man shouting at Cloud. All wide now to Amad Diallo. United maintaining the pressure at the moment. Diallo into the area. Needs a bit of support now. One heavy touch was all that Marc Cucurella needed to win the ball back for Chelsea under. Needs a bit of support now. One heavy touch was all that Marc Cucurella needed to pour past then from Dorgu, gives it away. Mount though on the stretch trying to win it back to United. The ball balloons up into the air and Cucurella and Mazraoui competing for it, and it's the United man who wins it back. Poor pass then from Diallo, and then just to the final pass in a whole host of poor passes in that Diallo.
Maguire.
Have another drop ball. It'll be Chelsea's again, and Cucurella is protesting about the fact that the game was stopped in the first place. It was a head injury, or at least a facial one. And Chelsea, a little bit sloppy. James almost got caught there by Mason Mount, who hasn't given up the ghost just yet, and Reece James from close to his own corner flag manages to clear. And then Enzo Fernandez gets caught by Patrick Dorgu. Prove a point, you imagine,
Acak-acak sampai MU guys.
against his old club. Free kick though for Chelsea, close to the corner of their own penalty area club. Free kick though for Chelsea, close to the corner of their own penalty area
Kayaknya mereka
on
berdua
their
ini
right-hand side.
nggak menurunkan formasi
And they can't
andalan
decide
guys.
who's going to take it, so eventually
Kayak gak niat ini Chelsea sama MU ini main.
Robert Sanchez just says, I'll have this, thank you. And the rest of his teammates trudge up the field. Long ball forward from Sanchez, headed down by Mazraoui on the halfway line.
Ya,
Caicedo almost got knocked off the
kiri.
ball by Fernandez. Fernandez still
Ini pemain tua ini.
probing. And he does win it back, but not without the ball ricocheting off his foot and falling kindly for Robert Sanchez in the area.
Apa nonton bola?
One other match in the Premier League tonight. It's Manchester United's opponents in the Europa League final, Tottenham Hotspur taking on Aston Villa.
Chelsea sama MU.
Rest of the Premier League games taking place
Tapi
on
Chelsea
Sunday with the
unggul
FA
guys.
Cup final tomorrow between Crystal Palace
peringkat
and
Premier League
Manchester
lebih unggul
City. You
guys.
can listen to all those
Dua-duanya
games
juga kandidat
live
finalis
on
juga.
the Flash Score app.
Apa? Apa? Lihat
Functional
bola,
website,
lihat
thank you
apa?
for joining me this evening. At half time, it's Aston Villa 0, Tottenham Hotspur
Gagal
0.
MU. Tendangan sudut. Apa? Iya, lihat bola.
5 games on Sunday in the Premier League with live commentary. The last game for Everton in the Premier League at
Nggak
Goodison
tidur
Park.
sih, kok malah lihat
So
bola.
Nottingham Forest chasing Champions League football still
Bapak
there
lihat
away at
bola.
West Ham.
Masih kecil kamu gitu.
West London derby
Kok
between
suka
Brentford and
bola?
Fulham. Relegation derby between Leicester and Ipswich, and Arsenal and Newcastle. That will be a huge game in the race for second place. In the meantime, Manchester United coming forward with Dorgu, tries a from
Chelsea
the
ini
Blues comes to
gimana?
nothing.
Chelsea ini dibantai di Stamford Bridge ini. Maksudnya dibantai penguasaan
England
bola tuh.
manager Thomas Tuchel
Masa serangan-serangan Chelsea
is
di tengah
watching on
lapangan
from the stands.
dipatahkan. Aduh, apa ini? Enggak.
Perhaps he will be at the FA Cup final tomorrow.
Serangannya
Taking
dari
in a
sisi
game or
kiri
two
di Kurela
this
itu aja,
weekend,
guys.
I imagine. Won't be long before he has to name his side for June international break. Chelsea on the ball with Caicedo in the middle. 59% possession so far for Manchester United, but Chelsea hoping to improve on that with Colwill and Adarabioyo. Well, they are improving on that, but going backwards at the moment. Sanchez, long ball forward from the goalkeeper. It's gone straight to the other glubsman, Onana, picking it up. Lindelof, Maguire. He was rushed with his clearance and it wasn't the best. And Chelsea win it back. Caicedo, lucky deflection, takes it into the path of Cole Palmer. Palmer unleashes a shot that's deflected over the top. First little sighter of goal in this game for Cole Palmer. He's won Chelsea a corner kick. Good pressure being applied by George and Madueke. They forced Maguire into a hurried clearance. He hasn't put a foot wrong. Done so often this season, but the United players are able to clear. Looking for Ahmad on the right-hand side, but good covering by Colwill, getting back quickly.
Kartu kuning.
Half an hour gone
Keras MU main
at
itu.
Stamford Bridge. We await our first goal. Cucurella just booting the ball away. It's gone out. United will have a goal kick. Yes, indeed. Like Onana might have kept it in play there. So no, it did go off. The Cameroonian goalkeeper who sat out the last couple of Premier League games back into the starting lineup today. Out by India deputising recently. He's
Dua kali
dropped to the
pelanggaran,
bench.
bro. Kena kartu kuning Fernandes.
Plenty of distance on that goal kick from Onana. And Fernandes catches Moises Caicedo. It looked like the referee was going to play on there for a second, but Bruno Fernandes had his hands up in apology, as if trying to say, yes, I know that was a yellow card, and the referee seemed to base his decision just on that. Fernandes kicking out, trying to kick the ball away, completely missing it and catching Caicedo in the shins. Yellow card for the United captain. Chelsea not really able to profit from that free kick. 2 balls on. Casemiro sends the ball out for a corner, but he just had to try and get something on it. Did well in the end, the Brazilian. Under some real pressure facing his own goal. Neto with another corner to take then. 33 minutes on the clock. Can Chelsea capitalise from their best spell after United failed to do so earlier on in the game? Colwill and Højlund just engaged in a pushing match. Colwill then peels away from the Dane as the ball comes over. His players going down in the box, clear to the edge of the area. Caicedo tries a strike, it's been blocked. Caicedo again. Palmer looking just to chip one, just slides the ball through to Madueke. Madueke with 2 United players for company, and they've done just enough. One of them is Maguire, and Maguire wins the ball and then clears it against Madueke, and it goes out for a Manchester United goal kick, and the United fans behind the goal
Chelsea ini kebanyakan
very
pemain
much
muda, guys,
appreciating that.
yang belum berpengalaman.
Mentioning all the draws, it was 1-1
Tapi
between these
transfernya
two
mahal
sides.
Chelsea.
Back on the 3rd of November, Bruno Fernandes penalty with 20 minutes left. Moises Caicedo
Dikatakan oleh
equalised
Chelsea
just
itu
4 minutes later, and this can be the 8th Premier League season when both head-to-head matches have ended all square. We're on course for that. The first, I think,
ini Mason Mount
2021.
ini melawan
So perhaps they're
mantan
becoming
tim,
a bit rarer.
Mason Mount akademi
Who knows?
didikan
It might
Chelsea.
even see the deadlock be broken and stay broken. Anything can happen. In the meantime, Aston Villa have taken the lead against Tottenham Hotspur. Ezri Konsa just before the hour mark, giving Villa the lead. A very crucial goal for Villa in their push for European football. Forward, United come now, and Enzo Fernandez commits a foul. United have taken the free kick quickly. They spread it wide to Dorgu. The ball just bouncing away from him, but he's able to keep it in play. But the momentum taken out of the attack somewhat. They go back to Luke Shaw. Square to Casemiro. Lindelof, just inside Chelsea's half of the field. Forward to Ahmad. Ahmad runs into Correa, and Cole Palmer can come away with it now for Chelsea. He's got Madueke on his outside. Turns back in
Chelsea
field.
perlahan-lahan sudah mulai bisa adaptasi dengan pertandingannya, guys. Tapi MU masih mendominasi untuk
To the
serangan.
right-hand side. Neto again. Neto up against Dorgu. Twisting one way then the other, and he's got the better of it. Pedro Neto puts the ball over too close to Onana. Just got a rush of blood there, Pedro Neto. He'd sold Patrick Dorgu down the river. And then his next touch to try and spring forward into the penalty area was a little bit heavy. I think that impacted his cross. United able to try and cover, and the chance was gone. Long ball forward to Højlund, has seen him go down under the challenge of Tosin Adarabioyo, who just stood over him as if to say, well, what on earth are you doing? Adarabioyo was had an arm up against Højlund, but not really a lot in it. The former Fulham man who swapped ends of the King's Road. Todd Bowley is watching on as well, in what I believe is LA Dodgers baseball cap, don't quote me on that. Talking of owners, news earlier today that Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the Manchester United co-owner, part owner, has lost 6.47 billion of his fortune in the last year, and now he only has 17.046 billion pounds to his name. So you can all go and find your tiniest violin. Seven and a half minutes left of the first 45, plus any added time. Has gone out of play a few yards inside Chelsea's half. It's a United throw. They throw it back to Maguire, square to Lindelof. You wonder how many more times those two are going to be playing together in the United shirts. Sure about another one whose future does not lie at Old Trafford. Chelsea won the ball back with Madueke. Burst of speed. Finds Palmer now. Palmer gets crowded out. Has to turn back to Madueke. Chelsea doing well to keep possession. Kukurea. To Colwell. Square to Tosin Adarabioyo. Højlund too was absolutely fine after that exchange with Adarabioyo. Is chasing. All over the top. Headed down by Mazraoui. And a foul on Amad Diallo, committed by the Ecuadorian, Moises Caicedo. Goal against United in the reverse fixture, his only goal of the season in all competitions. Not a single shot on target in the first 39 minutes of this one. Chelsea with 6 attempts to United's 1. Okay, the Harry Maguire goal that was disallowed doesn't count on either of those statistics, which rather sways perspective somewhat. But it hasn't been a first 39 minutes. But what am I trying to say? It doesn't feel like a game that's had no shots on target after 39 minutes. That's what I'm trying to say. Never mind what I'm trying to say, what's going on the pitch. United are in possession inside their own half. Otherwise, pass to Amad Diallo. Skips forward into Chelsea territory. Then turns back, finds Lindelof 15 yards further back. Now Maguire. United have just lost a little something in terms of possession. They're not really moving the ball well as they were earlier in the half. Maguire trying to do something about that, finds Mazraoui. Now Casemiro. All over the top now for Højlund to chase. That's an easy one for Tosin Adarabioyo to deal with, and he takes no chances, just turns it out of play for a United throw. Decent territory this for United. Dorgu with the throw level with the edge of the Chelsea box. And quick as a flash, United are back inside their own half. Shaw on the ball. Maguire facing his own goal. Passes to his goalkeeper. United being a little bit casual with some of their passing. I think they don't really see Tyreek George as much of a threat for closing them down. However, Moises Caicedo is happy to break up the play in the middle of the United half, and he's won possession back for Chelsea. And now he chips the ball over the top, and it's just a little bit too much on that for Noni Madueke. Inventive little pass from Moises Caicedo, and Madueke appreciates the attempt. It's ever so slightly overcooked. Very difficult ball to execute. Caicedo 5 yards outside the area, Madueke 5 yards inside. Just the chip ball trying to bypass the whole United defence. 3.5 minutes left until we find out how many minutes are going to be added on. Will we have a shot on target? Was Chelsea striking the post as well? There has been action, there has been drama in this one. But now we've got a stoppage because Patrick Dorgu has gone down, as has Reece James. The worried looks around Stamford Bridge. They won't want to see Reece James ruled out for any length of time. The two players going for the same ball. Oh, and nasty turn at the ankle from Reece James. Just an impact injury by the looks of things. Won't be any lasting damage, and he seems to land studs first onto the toes of Patrick Dorgu. And actually, judging by the way that Reece James is being treated and seems to be in real pain, this could be a bit worse than it first looked. And takes over now. Caicedo in field. Heavy touch though from Palmer, will be punished, and Diallo wins it back for United, who looking to try and break, and onto Madueke. Madueke into the area. Palmer will strike, and that's a good save, but it falls on over through this match. Wide to Correa and onto Madueke. Madueke into the area. Palmer will strike, and that's a good save, but it falls on over the top from Enzo Fernandez, and that's come from Cole Palmer. Opened up his body in a quick 45 minutes. We've had a shot on target, and it's come from Cole Palmer. Opened up his body in a lovely curling strike with his left foot from just on the left-hand side of the area. 25 yards out. Lovely curl, and Enzo Fernandez put the rebound over the top after Onana couldn't get the ball clear despite making the save. And I believe it would have been offside against Fernandez, but Somehow he missed the target. It was a much easier chance than the Madueke one that he put over the top early on. And 5 minutes were signalled at the end of this first half. We've had one of those already. Fernandez forward to Højlund. Højlund over the top. Mount is chasing. Important header for Levi Colwill. Does well. Nods it back to the goalkeeper under pressure. Sanchez will just roll it out to Colwill again. Square to Adebayo along the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. James on to Neto, whose first touch isn't the best once again. Gets away with it. Infield to James. Caicedo now. 5 yards inside his own half in the centre. Over to Enzo Fernandez on the right. He helps it on to Pedro Neto on the wing. Up against Dorgu, just goes back to James, now in field. Caicedo turns away from Højlund. Colwill. Madueke. Colwill trying to force a pass through the middle. Bruno Fernandes gets a touch, but it breaks back to Noni Madueke. Adebayo thinking about the pass over the top, but just squares to James. James, a nice ball forward to Enzo Fernandez. Now Palmer drifting over to the right-hand side. He's got Neto out there, uses him. James makes himself available inside and completes the 1-2 with Neto. Neto, oh, that's a really good tackle by Patrick Dorgu on the edge of his own box, with Neto trying to get to the byline. And he's bringing the ball forward now for Manchester United and linking up well with Mount, and then just overcomplicated somewhat, tried to backheel back into the path of Mount on the halfway line. Didn't work out, and now maybe there's a bit of space for Chelsea. With Dorgu out of position, Shaw coming across to cover against Pedro Neto. Dorgu getting back now in really in much of a rush. Back to Palmer, and Palmer's cross overhit and drifts away for a goal kick. 2 more minutes of the first 45, of the first half. Oh, and in fact, there was a deflection. There must have been a deflection on that Palmer cross. It didn't look like it in the first place. It will in fact be a corner for Chelsea. A real blow to Manchester United, who began this game very well. If they end up going a goal down on the stroke of half time, Chelsea will be attempting to do just that. And somehow Levi Colwill's shirt has come off. I think he must have been tussling with Højlund again. Yes, they were having their pushing match again, and then Colwill with his hands all over Højlund. Højlund then with just a pull of his shirt, and physics just did the rest. Colwill's shirt coming off, and he was protesting to the referee. Well, if you weren't pushing, there's no way that shirt could have come off. Finally, the corner is taken short to Palmer, and Diallo from Casemiro. He's gone out for another corner. There's only 30 seconds left of the bell. He's won the ball back. Challenge coming in from Casemiro.
Kosong. Ya, kita lihat statistiknya. Dorgu Patrick, ya, backnya yang bagus ini. Tosin sama Mazarai. Kalau Palmer, pemain terbaik untuk babak pertama. Dorgu, MU. Statistik penguasaan bola 54 banding 46. MU hanya melakukan 1 tembakan. Chelsea 7, shot on 1. MU nggak ada shot on plus. Kemana strikernya ini? Aduh. Tadi sempat bikin gol guys, Harry Maguire, tapi tidak disahkan offside. Ya, kita nunggu babak kedua aja guys, sambil ngopi-ngopi, sambil ngerokok ngopi lah, santai. Oke guys, mulai guys.
And starting his first, or making his first start in the Premier League, I should say, is Tyreek George up front for Chelsea, who's not really being able to get into the action too much, the 19-year-old. It'll be Chelsea kicking us off for the second half, going from left to right. So I look at things on my screen. Now I'll run you through the Manchester United 11 in a second. For the second half, going from left to right. So I look at things on my screen. Now I'll run you through the Manchester United 11 in a second, as Cole Palmer gets the ball rolling for the second 45 minutes. Straight back to Sanchez he goes. Sanchez's clearance is a bit too long for George, who continues to chase hard. But Andre Onana dives down on it for Manchester United. He's behind the back three of Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw. Mazraoui, Casemiro, Mount and Dorgu across the middle, with Bruno Fernandes and Amad Diallo in behind Erasmus Højlund. The only man to receive a booking in the first half was the Manchester United captain, Bruno Fernandes. Mason Mount protecting the ball. Pedro Neto's gone down. Ball goes out of play, so Neto could be seen to if needed. I think he's going to be okay. Just have a problem with his left ankle, giving it a bit of a rub. Maybe a little bit gingerly, the Portuguese. Chelsea ball thrown straight back to Andre Onana after United put the ball out. Onana puts it down in front of him and kicks very long towards Højlund. Højlund knocks it down, but only to Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea in possession again, but again they're not able to generate anything. The ball forward looking for George. Receives a flag from the assistant on the near side. Offside against the teenager. United take the free kick short. Casemiro back to Lindelof. Forward to Fernandes. Turns it out wide. Mazraoui down the line. Amad Diallo trying to skin past Levi Colwill. Not able to do so. Good defending by Levi Colwill. Now forward come Chelsea. Cole Palmer trying to find George. And then a yellow card shown by Chris Kavanagh to Casemiro for a couple of little pullbacks on Cole Palmer, trying to stop him in his tracks. A bit cynical from Casemiro. Shirt tug, followed by a pull of the shoulder, followed by another shirt tug. It will be a free kick for Chelsea in a dangerous area. It's two Manchester United midfielders into the book. And it looks like the free kick has been placed where the initial contact was, so a bit further out than perhaps Chelsea would have liked. It's at least 30 yards from goal. Reece James and Cole Palmer stood over it. It's the angle for a shot. Back there for United. And Arna now helps it on to Shaw. Shaw across his own box. Maguire will have another touch. Clears the ball onto the halfway line, but Cucurella is the man who can take it down. Squares to Caicedo. Caicedo slots it through to Palmer. Palmer with 3 red shirts around him almost instantly. Loses out to them. Fernandes trying to bring the ball away, but a good tackle by Enzo Fernandez. He receives the ball back there from Caicedo. Mount with a bit of a forceful challenge on Enzo Fernandez, but play continues as Chelsea keep possession alive. James back into the Argentinian World Cup winner. James again wide to Neto. Neto up against Dorgu. Forces the ball in field to George, but George gets knocked off it by Dorgu. Dorgu then down, and a foul conceded by Tyree George. Enzo Maresca, colleagues not involved tonight. Enzo Maresca suggesting that Nicholas Jackson is mature enough to know he made a mistake. So with no Christopher and Kunku either, no Mark Guiu. Chelsea rather lacking in the centre-forward role, hence Tyree George getting his first Premier League start tonight. And on that subject of centre-forwards, Enzo Maresca said that another number 9 would be better for Nicholas Jackson, so he wasn't exactly knocking the player he had in that position, but suggesting he might like a bit of reinforcement in that area in the summer transfer window. Chelsea, though, looking to try and score without a recognised centre-forward. Madueke down the line, decent cross from Madueke. It's cleared out, though, by Manchester United, and there's a whistle. Patrick Dorgu's gone down in the box. Free kick for United. Chelsea's lost to Newcastle last time when they went down to 10 men, ending a 3-match winning run in the Premier League. So they've been notching Conference League wins as well. 4-1 and 1-0 home and away against Djurgården in the semi-finals. They will be on their way to Poland to face Spanish side Real Betis. Another English for Spanish European final to look forward to. That'll be on the 28th of May. They'll be finishing their domestic campaign away at Nottingham Forest in what could be a decider for a Champions League place. Forest will need something, though. You imagine this weekend, especially with Aston Villa winning, they will definitely need something now if they want to keep their Champions League hopes alive. We've gone past the hour mark. It's still Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. Chelsea are on the ball in the middle of the park. Caicedo brings it over the halfway line. Slots the ball forward through. Tyree George, he's gone down under the challenge of Onana, and the teenager on his Premier League debut has won a penalty for Chelsea. Onana made his mind up. He decided he was going to come flying off his line. Tyree George on the left-hand side of the area as Chelsea look at things, trying to take it round the Cameroonian goalkeeper. He's had little to latch onto, Tyree George, in this whole game. And I'm not too sure if there was any contact from Andre Onana. Tyree George throwing himself to the ground, and this may well get looked at. Onana very, very forcefully protesting his innocence. Onana with a lot to say to the referee. Not really too sure why. Decision has gone his way. Onana with a lot to say to the referee. Not really too sure why. Decision has gone his way. Seemed like a little bit more than I told you so. Enzo Maresca now with his arms outstretched, trying to get something out of the fourth official, Tony Harrington, who doesn't seem very interested in a dialogue. No signal yet or anything to suggest that George was booked for simulation. In the meantime, with the drop ball, we're back underway, and Onana has the ball in hand. Puts it out in front of him. Tyrone George thinks about trying to sprint forward and close him down. Not enough time or space. United bring it down now with Dorgu and Casemiro on their left-hand side. Dorgu floats one back to Shaw. United will build again from the back. Onana comes out of his goal, but Lindelof decides he'll take this one. Lindelof working with Mazraoui. Sprint down the left-hand side. Oh, that's a poor challenge, and yellow cards now for Mazraoui. Colwill getting forward from the back. Yes, it was. Colwill doing well to win the ball back for Chelsea, and then got clotheslined by Nusayr Mazraoui. Third United player into the referee's notebook in the autumn. Assists all in the autumn. Nonetheless. 65 minutes gone in the game. Neither manager much experience on the United bench than the Chelsea one, I think it's fair to say. But United with a bit more experience on the United bench than the Chelsea are back for Manchester United. They've got Tyler Frederickson, Aidan Heaven on the bench as well, Harry Amas, Toby Collier back for Manchester United. They've got Tyler Frederickson, Aidan Heaven on the bench as well, Harry Amas too. One of the players who lost his position in the starting lineup. Chelsea with the likes of Josh Achampong and Aaron Anselmino. Now the ball back to Onana. His clearance met by Garnacho born in Madrid but plays for Argentina. South American pairing
Gol,
coming
gol,
on
gol.
for United. They got 20 minutes, 30 seconds to
Kasih misi
try and have an impact in
eksperimen
this game. So
MU
it's
misi degradasi.
defensive midfield output. No changes yet for Enzo Maresca in terms of
Ya kan Kukurea
attacking
lagi.
or defensive midfield output.
Back
No
sayap,
changes
guys.
yet for Enzo Maresca. He doesn't have to think too far ahead yet for his European final. Go all out looking for Champions League football. Moises Caicedo has spread the ball out to Madueke. Madueke back to Palmer. Moises Caicedo to the box. Nice turn by James. Nice cross. Cucurella 1-0 to Chelsea. Trying to take on Dorgu. Infield now. James to the box. Nice turn by James. Nice from the fullback. Marc Cucurella has done it again. His goal scoring. A striker's finish from the fullback. Marc Cucurella has done 7 in all competitions. Lovely header from the former Brighton man fullback. 5 goals in the Premier League, 7 in all competitions. Lovely header from the former Brighton man who has really made a habit this season of arriving late into the box. He's done it again in great style. And with 19 minutes to play, there's a whole lot more now for those two Manchester United substitutes to have to deal with. Nice ball spread out wide to Pedro Neto on the right wing. Found James, and James with a beautiful turn to get away from Garnacho on the edge of the box. Then he got his head up really quickly, teased the ball in. That was all about Reece James, that goal. Take nothing away from Marc Cucurella, whose finish was brilliant. Lovely, clean contact with his header, buried it past Andre Onana. Reece James, beautiful footwork, and a lovely cross. Knew exactly where he needed to put it. Cucurella with a great header as well. He's done it again. Marc Cucurella scored back-to-back goals in March against Leicester and Southampton. He's got another one against a struggling side. Scores against Manchester United. As he has assists, not many left backs can say that. Scored nearly twice as many goals as he has assists, not many left backs. Not sure where Chelsea would be without him this season. Cucurella. Not sure where Chelsea would be without him this season. We are off the top of the bar and over. Oli Madueke again with a poor finish. Yeah, they're away with it. Maybe there's a chance now. Chance for 2-0 off the top of the bar and over. Oli Madueke again with a poor finish. Yeah, the really early opportunity to put Chelsea 1-0 up. And he's very much lost his goal. Also that day, Crystal Palace, the other FA Cup finalists, playing against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Not very much riding on that one at all. There'll be some cracking games on Sunday, including West Ham, Nottingham Forest and Arsenal Newcastle, plus the final Premier League game at Goodison Park. In the meantime, Manchester United trying to mount some kind of response. Touch for Ugarte. Back to Shaw. Lindelof. We've hit the 75-minute mark. Still the 11 that were out there in minute 1 on the field for Chelsea. Clearance from Onana is chest. Ugarte with a nice turn away from Palmer, forward to Højlund. Højlund a little bit slow and has his pocket picked. Chelsea coming forward now with George Wide. Pedro Neto trying to get the better of Luke Shaw this time in the corner of the penalty area. Wants to cut inside. Continue to do so, strikes, and it took a deflection. It wasn't the easiest for Adriano, but he made the save. Chelsea, you have to say, looking the more likely to score a second goal, if indeed there is going to be one in this game. Inside the final 12 minutes, United still looking to try and attack down their right-hand side. Nice ball forward to Ahmad, but he has to just drift back and finds Ugarte on the halfway line. Now Lindelof with a touch, plays it across to Shaw. Shaw returns the ball to Chelsea territory, only briefly though, as he finds Harry Maguire. Maguire on a burst forward through the middle himself. Wide now he goes to Ahmad. Maguire continues his run into the area as Ahmad gets the better of Cucurella, and it's a good strike towards the near post, and Sanchez had to be alert. Amad Diallo, just too much pace there for Marc Cucurella, couldn't get tight enough. Chelsea have dealt with the threat of Amad Diallo for the majority of this game. And Cucurella had to go and thank his goalkeeper for that one, because he was beaten all ends up. Not the most difficult save for Sanchez to make, but still a save that needed to be made. And now officially Manchester United have had a shot on target. Over comes the corner, Maguire Maguire got his head to it, but it just sat up very kindly for Robert Sanchez. Was heading in the direction of the goal, not really too sure if you can call it a shot on target. Or a shot of any kind, in fact, from Harry Maguire. Oh, and given away sloppily now by Cucurella. Gives it to Mazraoui on the United right-hand side. Diallo again. Ugarte offers some support, then he slips it through. Mazraoui into the area, but Mazraoui was in an offside position and the flag goes up. So 2 mistakes there in as many minutes from the goal scorer Marc Cucurella, as we see the Chelsea movement on the bench for the first time. Trudging off, doesn't look too pleased with himself. Didn't have the easiest of first Premier League starts. Didn't have the easiest. Didn't have a lot to work with. And a couple more experienced. Harry Maguire up against him. Didn't have a lot to work with. And a couple more changes for Manchester United. Bruno, as is the former Arsenal man Aidan Heaven, who is into the action. As is the former Arsenal man Aidan Heaven. Heaven a cheaper, really having the impact on the United season as he did last. Mainu not really having the impact on the United season as he did last season. Getting a very richly deserved place in the England squad. He's going to have to do a lot to impress Thomas Tuchel if he's going to be involved next month. He's trying to win the ball back for now, but Chelsea hold on to the ball and go wide. Madueke with a low cross turned away well by Harry Maguire. And it goes for a throw-in. We've got just over 8 minutes of the 90 left. Chelsea still looking for that second goal to try and kill off the tie. Hurry mode. Finally, Cucurella takes it. Plays it to Madueke. Chelsea already in no hurry mode. Finally, Cucurella takes it. Plays it to Madueke. Back again, the two exchange couple of passes. Ball is given away. Not that United can profit from it. It's gone out again. Cucurella seems to be suggesting that he has a slight injury, but I think it's just a time-wasting tactic from the Spaniard. Throws it this time to Palmer. Palmer just tries to lay it back to Cucurella. It's gone out for another Chelsea. The challenges, he's gone down. The referee, though, not interested. Victor Lindelof, the man in closest proximity this time, just Cucurella. And then Madueke does well to turn away from a couple of challenges. He's gone down. The referee, though, not interested. Victor Lindelof, the man in closest proximity to the bandana wearing Noni Madueke. Scored twice against Legia Warsaw and once in the away game against Djurgården. Those are the only goals Noni Madueke has scored since January when he netted against Manchester City. And as we said, he's had a couple of poor shots in this game. 2 really good opportunities that he should have done much better with both of them. Cannot buy a goal in the Premier League at the moment. Started the season in a rich frame of form, did Madueke, but now he might have a chance because the ball is broken back to him after good work from Moises Caicedo, but has to play it wide. Neto trying to wriggle free of Patrick Dorgu, and he lays it back to James. Now Enzo Fernandez. Forced further and further back by the fresh legs of Kobbie Mainoo, and decides to go all the way to the goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez, just outside his own area, square to Adarabioyo, and Chelsea will build up from the back again.
Mainoo
making life difficult for Caicedo, where the Ecuadorian does well. James now in field to Fernandez. Levi Colwell, 1-2 with Cucurella on the Chelsea left. The Blues just happy to keep rolling the ball around, maintaining possession in their own half, taking more and more time off the clock. But as I say that, poor pass has gone out of play. Chelsea can avoid a late United comeback. They're going to go 10 Premier League wins, unbeaten since the defeat to Fulham on Boxing Day. Currently stands at 7 wins and 2 draws, their last 9. They also have a great record in their final home games in the Premier League. So Chelsea haven't lost any of the last 22. 15 wins, 7 draws in that time. They are on course to make it 16 in 23. And they are looking to put the icing on the cake now as Enzo Fernandez plays it wide to Pedro Neto. Now James. Palmer turns back Adebayo, still inside the United half. Poor pass from him though. Azraoui onto it. Colwill doing another fine defensive job, and then he gets the crowd G'd up again. Wanting a bit of response. Here by Colwill. Last time Manchester United had such a poor run of form in the top flight. It's between December 1989 and February 1990. 11 games without a win. That was under some manager I'm sure nobody has ever heard of, called Alex Ferguson. They've won their last away game in 4 of the last 5 seasons, Manchester United. That run looks to be worsening. It's James with the throw for Chelsea. It's being held up by Pedro Neto. Has he won a corner? Yes, he has. 3.5 minutes left of the 90. Chelsea edging closer to the win and therefore edging a little closer to Champions League football.
Masih mendominasi di menit-menit akhir, guys.
Strong goal difference will help them out if they need
1-0 dia mulai mendominasi.
1 or 2 other results to go their way over the course of the rest of this weekend and next weekend as well. Chelsea taking the corner short. Palmer just taps it to Reece James, and James can't keep it in. Good pressure from Dorgu and Garnacho. Well, let's not write Manchester United off just yet, because a good percentage of their goals, 13 of their 42 they've scored in the Premier League, have come in the final 10 minutes of games this season. Fergie time lives on. There's 2.5 minutes plus added time for United to get something out of this game and at long last hit the 40-point mark. Harry Maguire's on a run towards the left-hand side. Oh, and he can't find a pass. Poor from Harry Maguire. Believes he was fouled. Referee not interested. Chelsea with a throw-in.
1 menit waktu normal.
Reece James not in any kind of a rush to take this one. Chris Kavanagh just telling Reece James to get a move on. Throw to Fernandez, he just clears it up to Palmer. Palmer seems to be playing as something like a false 9, and he's now being caught. Another free kick for Chelsea, another chance to take some seconds off the clock. Fouls by Aidan Heaven. Sloppy from Heaven, actually. I think he might escape a booking. I'm not sure if he deserves to. It was a really poor challenge.
7 menit.
Palmer gets up hobbling. Enzo Maresca looking fairly frantic on the touchline, but Chelsea underway. Free kick was played over to the right-hand side. Neto. Once again, Dorgu does a good job. We're into the final minutes of the 90. United trying to play their way out of their own half, but struggling to do so. They're coming across there was Ugarte. Was he caught by Cucurella? In fact, is the decision going to go the other way? And yes, the referee is going to book Manuel Ugarte here. It looked for our first inspection that it was Cucurella who caught the Uruguayan, but in fact not. It's the fourth yellow card of the match shown to a United player. Chelsea still with a fresh page in the referee's notebook. They're not adding to the 96 so they have so far this season. Cucurella has stayed down, and we have hit the 90-minute mark, and 7 is the signal from the fourth official, although we might go over the 97-minute mark. Chelsea are making another change, just their second of the match, and it's a more defensive switch because Pedro Neto is being withdrawn, and he's going to be replaced by the right back Malo Gusto. Pedro Neto taking warm applause from the crowd and making sure he takes extra seconds off the clock as well. Gusto into the action. Also came off the bench against Newcastle for his 39th appearance in all competitions. Now Madueke has gone down over on the far side. The referee not interested this time. United win themselves a throw-in midway inside their own territory. Oh, and then a bit of a heavy touch from Lindelof, and Maguire had to save him there. Maguire just boots the ball out of play, but Lindelof showed far too much of that to Cole Palmer. Fortunately for Manchester United, Harry Maguire dealing with the danger. Enzo Maresca now doing the job as cheerleader-in-chief, trying to get some noise out of this Chelsea crowd who perhaps are a bit
Udah selesai, guys. Statistiknya kayak gini ya. Kukurela, Tosin ini defendernya. Oke, terima kasih sudah menonton live. See you. Jangan lupa like dan subscribe-nya.